Man, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? Well, it's official. Thank you, Jacoby Myers, for your services. I apologize for being an ass organization, not being able to get our head out of our ass, and take care of the guys who really wanted to be Raiders at one time. Um, it's just horrible, man. It's just horrible. But shout out to Jacoby Myers. Wish you all the best, with your chances of making the playoffs because you sure the hell weren't making the playoffs with the Las Vegas Raiders. So shout out to Jacoby, man. Sorry we let you down. Sorry to everybody else in the building we let down. It just seems to be the norm in Las Vegas. This organization is whacked. We'll talk about the game Sunday that we should have won and really should have won by a lot. But shout out to everybody in the building, man. I appreciate y'all. What's y'all's thoughts on Jacoby Myers? The Raiders get a fourth and a sixth round pick, which to me, you know, you weren't going to get more than that for Jacoby Myers. So the fourth and the sixth is a damn good, you know, picks because if you go the comp way, right, a lot of people think they just throw us comp picks because we release guys. That's not how it works. You have to have um, lost more free agents than you bring in, which I don't think is going to be the case this year. I believe the Raiders are going to, swing for the fences and try to buy a Super Bowl. Like I said, last year, it's more than likely going to happen. Yeah, so the fourth and the sixth, you take what you can get, right? The asking price for a second and a third was absolutely insane. I mean, you got rid of Devontae Adams for a third round pick, bro. Did you really think somebody was going to give you a second or a third for Jacoby Myers? I mean, yeah, he's a dog. And yeah, he's a damn good teammate, out there was still balling under, when the Raiders did him absolutely wrong and had no guaranteed money on his contract. The dude's still out there giving it 75% because he wasn't giving it 100. But, let's keep it a buck. So, you know, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm really mad at the fact that it should have been done at the beginning of the year. I think this has held us back. I think it's hurt the locker room when you have, guys that are veterans that have been in this locker room for a long time, which is not too many, but, some of the ones that have been here for a minute. It doesn't look good, right? It doesn't look good when you got shit like this going on in your locker room and you got guys that want to, that want to play ball, that want to be here, that gave it their all. 1,000 yards, zero drops, making $11.5 million is absolutely ridiculous. So shout out to my guy, Jacoby Myers, for everything you've done, man. And sometimes the grass is greener on the other side. So um, definitely a long time coming. And I think the Raiders, dropped the ball, but what's new, man? They always drop the ball. What's good? What's good? Tease, what you doing in the building? Appreciate you. Good morning to you. Who else we got in here? I didn't even do roll call. Unleashed Raider, first one in the building. Appreciate you. James Furpo in the building. Raiders. How's it going, my brother? What you doing? You doing good? Um. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's adios, Jacoby Myers. Now you move, Trey Tucker to your number one receiver, which Trey Tucker has more yards and more touchdowns than Jacoby Myers this year. It looks like he's, there were some plays Sunday where the man's taking on 320-pound linemen. Yes, yes, Trey Tucker blocking 320-pound linemen. So, man, when you got a guy that's willing to put in work like that, hopefully they do not do him dirty like they did Devontae, like they did Jacoby, like they've, done every wide receiver that we've ever had in the building. Hopefully this organization learns from this and we have better people in the building. But damn, with the choices we made so far, man, it doesn't look like, doesn't look like change is coming. It's gonna get bad before it gets it's gonna get worse before it gets better. I'm starting to feel that way. I think this Pete Carroll experiment should be scratched. I think the Geno experiment needs to be scratched. And I think we just need to move on and just just clean house, bro. Just clean house. Trades. Who do I want off this team? I don't want anybody off the team, but there's guys that don't deserve to be Raiders. They're not giving it 110%, which is a lot of guys. But I think it's time to move on from Tyree Wilson, man. Like, we've given him every opportunity to shine. Against Kansas City, Max Crosby was out. He took 60% of the snaps and did absolutely nothing. He just don't have that dog in him, right? If you don't have that, woo, woo, bro, you're soft. Like, you can't be a defensive lineman or an edge rusher and not want to kill the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He wants to get over there and give him hugs like Pete Carroll wants to do and love up on everybody. That's not what you do in that position. So, seventh overall, pick in the first round, you're gonna eat a lot. You're gonna lose a lot. But how much longer are we gonna sit here and just let him take up a roster spot when he does absolutely nothing for this franchise? Like, the pressures, they won't keep him in the middle so he can do his job and stop the run, which is absolutely horrible. So yeah, Gino needs to go. Gino needs to go. I mean, we're gonna have Gino for the rest of the year. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it, and we're gonna have Gino next year. I mean, y'all just get used to it. If they do not fire Pete Carroll, if Pete Carroll does not, you know, be a man and say, bro, this is not what I envisioned. This is not what I thought I was stepping into. Um, and I'm gonna step aside. I'm gonna step aside. I don't think I have it anymore, which I don't think he's ever gonna do. And I don't think the Raiders have balls enough to fire him. Right? Mark Davis has already said he believes in Pete Carroll. He believes in Spytech, which, I mean, I wish you would have believed in some of the other guys you let go way too early, but here we are. Here we are. So I don't think Gino's going nowhere, man. I don't feel like Gino's going anywhere. He played well enough where Pete Carroll thinks that, he had another great game. Um, but let's talk about the game. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the game we lost by 1 point again. A game that we ran the ball 13 times. 13 times with Ashton Genty. Why do you draft a guy 6th overall to not use him? 13 carries or 13 attempts, whatever he had in a ball game, is pathetic, bro. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Possession time, 43 minutes to 26 minutes. That's how you lose ball games. How the hell do you score 29 points in 23 minutes? You know how? You get the ball in good field position. You get turnovers. You have amazing kickoffs. Shout out to Raheem Mostert, man. If Raheem Mostert is not on the trading block and teams are not calling for Raheem Mostert, what are y'all doing in the NFL? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like, the Raiders aren't going to use him. I'd be picking up the phone. I'd be picking up the phone saying, what do you want for Raheem Mostert? I mean, the guy's running like he's 20 years old out there. You got Raheem Mostert in his 30s out there running better than all these kick returners we got. Harder than Dylan Labe, harder than Alex Bachman, right? The guy is running his ass off out there, but yet he can't get no carries. This team makes no sense, bro. It makes no sense. So Gino still is a problem. Some of these people out here, and I'm not gonna say no names, but man, to come on and say Geno played his ass off and Geno had a hell of a game, I want some of what y'all got. I really, really do. Because you cannot look at this football game. And yes, 29 for 39. Okay. Okay, right? That's respectable. It's respectable. 29 for 39. You had 284 yards. That's respectable. You had 4 touchdowns. That's very respectable, right? But let's backpedal a little bit. Out of those 284 yards, 200 of his 284 were yards after the catch. What's good? Salute. Appreciate you. Yards after the catch. That means Geno threw for 84 yards in the air. 84 yards in the air. But yet you got 4 touchdowns. I think these stats need to be changed, right? And I've been saying this for the last couple of years. Quarterbacks should not be counted for a touchdown pass behind the line of scrimmage. To me, that's a run. It's a run. It should go as a sweep. It should go as an option, whatever. But to me, that's a run. Like, you're padding quarterback stats, bro. You're padding quarterback stats. If you just go over, just look sideways and dump the ball, that's not a pass, bro. It's not a forward pass. You should not be counted for the touchdown. However, a guy that they gave the ball to 4 times, caught all 4, 43 yards and a touchdown. But you only throw it to him 4 times. Out of the 200 yak yards the Raiders had after the catch, which yak yards is yards after the catch, right? After they catch the football. Out of the 200 yards, Ashton Jeanty and Brock Bowers had 125 of them. 125. But we're still going to sit up here and act like Geno played his ass off. No, Geno played mid. Geno managed the game well. But he never threw a pass over 10 yards. He never threw a pass. There was a couple that went over 10 yards. But he never threw a pass over 10 yards, bro. So if we can manage the game like that and win, that's fine. But just think of how many more points you could have put on the board if you would have just ran the football. Ashton Jeanty had 14 yards on his first 2 carries. He didn't touch the ball again for like another 8 plays. 8 plays. I said before the season started, if Geno's throwing the ball over 32 times a game, we lose those games. Geno threw 39 times. We had 4 touchdowns and lost the game. Does Chip Kelly really know what he's doing? I think so. I think there's friction. Like I've been saying, they're rubbing heads in the locker room, bro. Nobody is on the same page. Pete Carroll thinks Geno is an MVP, top 5 quarterback in the NFL. He might think he's number 1. Chip Kelly, on the other hand, I believe, thinks a little bit different. And he's trying to expose Geno by making him throw over 30 times a game. And it's hurting this team, bro. It's hurting this team. These guys are trying to let their ego show, I know football better than you. No, I know football better than you. And it's costing us victories, bro. This team should be 4-4, probably 5-3. And you can call me crazy, but 3 interceptions in 2 games, games that we were close in until those interceptions, games that the defense just gave up in because they know we don't have the team to come back. We don't have the team to come back. You have a quarterback that's a pocket passer now. That's supposed to be able to make plays with his legs. And yes, he scrambled. Yes, he scrambled around, threw a couple plays on the run. I think he had a touchdown on the run. Shout out to Geno. But why isn't this in the play calling? Why is it not a scripted play for Geno to roll out of the damn pocket? Why does he have to wait till the rush is coming or think the rush is coming to escape and roll out of the pocket? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Chip Kelly's getting a lot a lot of hammered on eggs from everybody on YouTube, right? This is all Chip Kelly's fault. I've been saying Chip Kelly's play calling his ass. After further review, I don't think that's the problem. I don't think that's the problem. Chip Kelly loves to run the ball. Pete Carroll wants to run the ball. Why aren't we running the ball? Maybe your run game coordinator sucks ass. I mean, just a theory, right? Just a theory. Why are we not running the ball with Ashton Genty? Maybe the scheme from your son, Brendan Carroll, who is the run game coordinator, is ass. Maybe Chip Kelly's looking at this and goes, man, I can't say nothing because it's his son, right? You're in between a rock and a hard place. You got a guy that's coordinating your run game, which you love to run the ball, but he's touching the ball 13 times in a game. 13 times. Brock Bauer touched the ball 12 times. If you throw to Ashton Genty 6 times, you're going to get the same results. The guy is bouncing off of guys. He's a bowling ball. You can't tackle him. Just like he said, why not draft a guy you can't tackle? They can't tackle him, bro. They're trying to tackle him with one arm over the neck. He's running through it. You got 2 arms around your waist. He's shoving your head to the ground. Ashton Genty is a freak of nature, bro, and they're not using him like they should be using him. He should have minimum 20 touches a game. If you give Brock Bowers 10 touches and Ashton Genty 20 touches a game, we win a lot of ball games. We win a lot more ball games, bro. A lot. Oh, what we got in here? Who you think they're trading for today? I don't know if they're going to be too... Yeah, Jacoby Myers is gone. Coco Dabs, what's good? What's good? How's it going? How you doing this morning? Bad thing about Myers being off the team is that Brock is going to be covered worse than flies on dog shit. I don't think that matters, Furpo. I really don't. I mean, they're going to double team him, but he's going to eat. He's still going to get his. And, you know, they scheme him up into ways where a lot of teams are playing zone against us, and playing zone against us, bro, you're gonna get eat up. You're gonna get eat up in zone. You're gonna get eat up in cover 2. And I said this at the start of the season. If you run 12 personnel with Ashton Genty, Michael Mayer, and Brock Bowers, there's not many teams that can stop it. Not many teams that can stop it. I don't care who your quarterback is, whether it's Cam Miller, Aiden O'Connell, Kenny Pickett. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We have a lot of guys that are uncoverable, and they're just not being used right. Not being used right. Now, if you get Ashton Genty more touches out of the backfield, man, you can't double Brock Bowers, right? If you got to worry about this man coming out of the backfield, you can't put a linebacker on him. He's going to school that dude. He's going to school that dude. If you put a defensive back on him, he's going to run through him. Who do you double Brock with? A linebacker and a safety? It's just not going to work. It's not going to work. So, for us to lose that game, man, it was pathetic. It was pathetic. It was sad. It was a game that I thought we should have won. Greg Brewer, what's good? Appreciate you, my guy. And I thought we should have won by a lot. Raiders News Central, appreciate you in the building. Piss off, appreciate you subbing, my guy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Means the world. What else we got? How's everyone doing this morning? Going okay. Nice. Good things. Jason Ruiz, what's good, man? What's good, man? So if y'all haven't heard, Jacoby Myers is no longer a Las Vegas Raider. He now belongs to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to keep throwing that out there just in case y'all don't know. My wrist is being enough. Nobody can reach what? Okay. Okie dokie. What's my prediction for the next game? He was leaving after this year. Anyways, you can't blame him. What up, pimp? What's good, ripping and flip it? My guy, the OG in the building. Appreciate you. So, yeah, he was leaving anyways. We got a fourth and a sixth, man. I'm totally happy about that. But there have been some calls. There have been some calls made, from what I understand, on Malcolm Kuntz. There have been some calls made on Tyree Wilson. There have been made many calls have been made for JPJ. To they get rid of JPJ. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. I really don't see the Raiders moving on from anybody other than Jacoby, unless somebody just offers something that we can't resist. Which, I mean, who's gonna offer something we can't resist for Tyree Wilson? But if you look at Tyree in the middle, man, he's a run stopping freak. He's got that length. He's got the size. The Raiders just don't know how to use players, man. They don't know how to use guys. They just can't get it right. You have the team. You have decent guys at personnel. No, they're not the greatest. No, we do not have the greatest depth. But come on, man. I thought Chip Kelly in this game called a really decent game, but I really believe, Lawrence, my guy, was good. I really believe that Chip Kelly is trying to make a statement. He doesn't want to run the ball, and he's, a guy that loves to run the ball. On the other hand, is he in line for to take over for, if he's the guy that they want to take over for Pete Carroll, we are in trouble, man. We are in so much trouble. This team, at the end of the year, the best thing we can do is let Pete walk, man. Let Pete walk. I don't know what to do with Chip Kelly, bro. I really don't. Chip Kelly, I feel like, is the scapegoat. Like, you can't point the finger at the guy who won't get rid of the quarterback that sucks ass. You can't point the finger at the guy that puts your starting center, who won awards in college, who was the best at that job for 2 years in college. You're going to move him over. You're going to move the offensive line around. And you're just going to stand on business. Like, I do like the fact that they're not wavering, right? They're standing on the decisions they make. But I just wish the decisions they made were worth standing on. The whole organization is a wash from top to bottom. Yeah. Yeah. If you look at the decisions we made, here's my thing. Here's my thing on the wash. You have Tom Brady, the quarterback whisperer, quarterback guru, right? Everybody says his eye for talent is, crazy. He can break down a player he's going against on defense, within just watching tape within 2 minutes, right? He knows their tendencies. He knows their weaknesses. If Tom Brady's really like that, why did we get Geno Smith? Why? I don't think Tom Brady has as much say as everybody believes Tom Brady has in this organization. I know he's minority owner. I know he's in Mark Brady's ear. Yes, I said Mark Brady. I know he's in Mark Brady's ear. But come on, man. Come on, man. I'm looking at the NFL right now. You got Jacoby Brissett. Can't believe I'm saying this out loud in front of people watching. You got Jacoby Brissett, bro. Jacoby Brissett. Over there, about to take Kyler Murray's job. Making $3 million. Three. $3 million, bro. Jacoby Brissett. Do you see the weapons they have over there? I don't see a Brock Bowers. I don't see a Ashton Genty. Hell, I don't even see a Michael Mayer. Okay, they do have a Michael Mayer at tight end. They do have kind of a Brock Bowers also. But my point is, the Cardinals have been a struggling organization for a long, long time because they drafted a mobile quarterback that everybody thought is what they needed, right? It's the NFL. You got to have a mobile quarterback. But your mobile quarterback can't see over the line. He can't throw and hit a target. He makes horrible decisions. I don't care how fast he is. What games has he won you? He gets hurt. Your backup comes in, Jacoby Brissett. Make it $3 million. He's got this team clicking over 280 yards and 2 touchdowns, 3 games in a row. 3 games in a row for $3 million. Okay, he got a $6.5 million workout bonus. How do you get a workout bonus more than your salary? Anyways, moving on. Somehow you get a $6.5 million workout bonus, but you're only getting paid $3 million for the season. But Jacoby Brissett is over there giving his team a chance to win. No turnovers, right? No turnover worthy plays, which Gino has had like 8 of every single game. There's like 10 turnover worthy plays with a pick or two, sprinkled in there for good measure. You have Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco was around when Jesus was born in a manger. And this dude is still throwing 300, 400 yards a game, bro, and 5 touchdowns. You got Sam Darnold. Nowhere near the guaranteed money Gino got. Yes, he's got Jackson Smith and Jigba. Yes, he's got Kerry Kittles. Or not Kittles, Cooper Cup. But other than that, who they really got on that offense? To be averaging 350 yards a game, 100 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Like, you have a problem in your organization when your backup is better than another team's backup who is starting and about to take the other team's job. Your organization is a clown show. And man, Colin Cowherd, I reamed his ass. I did 3 videos when he did that script last year saying, the Raiders were a circus in a high school parking lot run by a bunch of clowns. Dude was right, bro. The dude was absolutely right. Absolutely right. The only time I've ever heard Colin Cowherd be right in his life was about the Raiders. We are a clown show. We are a circus in a high school parking lot. We can't even afford a tent. It's bad, bro. It's bad. It is absolutely bad. You just can't keep making these damn decisions and thinking this team is gonna poof, we're good. Poof, poof. Come on, man. What are we doing here? What else we got? Never ending sinking. It's gonna end, bro. It's gonna end. I feel like I don't know what I feel like. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I can't sit here like these other dudes and lie and make shit up just to hopefully, get a job higher up one day and get paid by the Raiders, bro. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. There ain't nothing I can say, bro, to try to make it look better. I kind of like Spytek, right? I like his thinking. I like what he says. But again, talk is cheap, bro. I go shopping every day, and it's still the cheapest thing out there. Talk is cheap. We haven't seen Spytek in since the season started. The dude won't come out and talk about the team. Nobody's finding him to interview him. Um, Come on, man. It's the trading deadline. You think somebody would have got an interview and said, yo, can we interview for the trading deadline? I emailed him. I ain't getting no reply. Um, I try to get him on the show. Shit, I'm trying to get everybody on the show. They don't want to come on. I don't know why. But maybe the way I talk about the Raiders. But come on, man. Somebody has to have some pull somewhere where you could say spy take. It's the trading deadline's today, bro, at 4 o'clock Eastern time. What are your plans? Right? Because when you hear Pete Carroll talk and they ask, what's the plan? He said, oh, spy tech's working. He's working. He's doing his job. He's in there doing everything he can, right? but but what's he doing? What's he doing? He getting a fourth and a sixth for Jacoby Myers? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Hiring Pete Carroll, man. Hiring Pete Carroll. I knew, and I told y'all, Pete Carroll's going to run this ship. John Spytek is not a general manager until Pete Carroll is gone. Pete Carroll was the GM and the head coach in Seattle. He was the GM and the head coach at New England. He was the GM and the head coach with the Jets. The dude has always been the guy who runs everything and the guy who coaches everything. Like, he's had his hand completely in every organization. So for the Raiders fans not to believe that all this is Pete Carroll is wild to me. It's wild to me. I don't think we can put any of this on Spytek. I think it's in his contract, right? He makes the calls. Spytek, I need this guy. Because none of these moves look like a Spytek move. I can't see Spytek being happy with the fact that we have 2 third-round picks that haven't even touched the grass, unless it's a field goal or a punt return. I don't think Spytek's happy with our third-round pick finally just getting reps in week 9 and looking better than the guy that he's been, sitting behind all year long in Kai Blue Kelly, right? I'm sure Tom Brady is not happy with the way shit's going. And if he had as much pull as Tom Brady, everybody thinks he did, I think there would be some decisions already made, like Geno on the bench, like relieving, somebody of their run game coordinator job because, dude, I'm telling you right now, I believe 90% of this problem on offense is Brendan Carroll's run game coordinating. If you look at his offensive line, I mean, come on. Can he really coordinate a run game? I went back and watched Washington, where he was the offensive line coach, the run game coordinator. It looked okay for college. Doesn't look like it's going to work in the NFL, and it hasn't been working. It has not been working. The run plays are they're atrocious, bro. They're atrocious. You have a guy that's drafted 6th overall, and he's not getting as many touches as guys drafted in the 5th round that are starting because of injuries. It's got to be something, bro. It's got to be something. It's got to be something. And I really feel like these guys are they're butting heads. Nobody's on the same page. Pete Carroll says he wants to run the ball, but doesn't want to run the ball. It looks like Chip Kelly's trying to expose Geno Smith by making him throw, 35 times a game. If you want a guy to throw 30, 40 times a game, Aiden O'Connell's your guy, bro. Aiden O'Connell is your guy. I know people ain't going to hear that. But go back and look at the stats. Watch the games. Watch the numbers. When he throws for over 35, the Raiders win. When they rush for 100 yards, the Raiders win. When we rush for 100 yards, we don't win. We don't win. Okay. We rush for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. We still don't win. Like, nothing fits together, man. Nothing fits together. When you see Geno Smith out there being a game manager, not throwing the ball over 10 yards. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. All this talk about he's the most accurate quarterback in the NFL the last 3 years, throwing over 20 yards. Michael Mayer had his guy beat on a 4th and 1 in the end zone. He overthrows him. Trey Tucker had a man beat, overthrows him. The accuracy is not there. The confidence is not there. And the good thing is, it's a great cover-up, bro. It's a great cover-up. This is all a cover-up. I'm telling you. I figured it out. I have the game plan. This is a cover-up. If you call stupid plays, if you don't manage the clock, you can still throw 4 touchdowns and lose and look like you're competing. I don't think we're competing, bro. You're either competing or you ain't. We ain't. Pete Carroll says. That's Pete Carroll's motto, right? You're either competing or you're not. We're not. We're not. We're competing. They're making it look good, right? They're making it look like, oh, this team's battling, right? But then in key moments, you call a play that is just completely out of the ordinary. Out of the ordinary. You're going to roll out your quarterback for the first time in 3 games on a 4th and 1. If he keeps running, he has the first down. We've seen Geno run. We've seen Geno slide. Golly. Somebody get this man sliding lessons, bro. The 2-point conversion, we'll get to that later. He's scared, bro. Geno is, I thought Gardner Minshew was scared out there. We thought Derek Carr played timid after the leg injury. Geno Smith is way more timid, bro. He's way more scared. The 2-point conversion, the double clutch, mental. And I'm not saying, I probably shouldn't say that. You look over here. Okay, Jacoby's got his guy beat. Ashton Genty got his guy beat. Michael Mayer got his guy beat. You look this way. You go to throw the ball and you stop. You bring it back. You wait till the defender is in the air and then you throw the ball. There's a hole big enough to drive a damn semi-truck with 3 trailers through before anybody gets to him. You throw the ball into a guy's hand in the air, the only target you've hit all day. And you can say, yeah, he threw some, I think 2 good passes to Brock Bowers. One caught in the end zone, one was a play up the middle. But the rest, the receivers had to fight for those balls. Brock Bauer took at least 4 passes away from defenders that were in their hands. He said, nah, that's mine. Give me that. I'm tired of being another, what? I'm tired of being other teams. Since we moved to Vegas, we have not found our identity. We do have our identity. We have our identity. You want to know what the identity is? Make Geno look bad and throw the ball 40 times a game. That's our identity. That's it. Our identity is Geno Smith. We live or ride or die with Geno. That's it. That's it. That's our identity. It's Geno Smith. That's the identity. It's simple. Simple as hell. When your quarterback is throwing over 35 times a game, it's crazy, bro. You want to know what's even more crazy? Somebody had one of these, big sporting bet gurus or whatever, sporting book guys on there. He said, Take Geno Smith, under 32 and a half passes. Take Geno Smith under 32 and a half. Why? Because Geno Smith hasn't thrown the ball over 32 times all year. The Jacksonville Jaguars is a team that the Raiders should be able to run the football on. The Jacksonville Jaguars is a team Ashton Genty should have one of those Chicago Bear type games on. They have some injuries. They had some illnesses. This should be a game for Ashton Genty. He touches the ball 12 times. A defense that leads the NFL in takeaways. One a game. Averaging one a game. Interceptions from the defensive backs. They have one interception in the last 10 games straight. Geno has 10 interceptions. You let him throw the ball 39 times? Come on, man. Come on, man. That's enough said right there. I shouldn't have to say any more. Anything more. That sums it up in two nutshells. Let me clean these glasses. Damn. I've been saying that Vegas Patriots are now the Las Vegas Seattle. Want to be the Las Vegas Raiders. I think Pete Carroll's trying to recreate something that's not there. That's not there, right? You're trying to what happened to my leg? Hold up, time out. 1 minute. Yeah, you're trying to recreate something that, you don't have the personnel to recreate. And it's not even close, bro. Not even close. You don't have a Cam Chancellor. You don't have you don't have Richard Sherman, bro. You don't have none of these cats. Not one single defensive back that we have is any of these guys. Bro, you don't have a Bruce Irvin. You have a guy that could be, that maybe should be. I'm gonna go out here and see what it's like. Oh, it's windy as hell. Damn it. But yeah, you have guys that could be Bruce Irvin, and Malcolm Kuntz, who, man, just can't get to the quarterback. Can't get no pressures. Your win rate is 12%. I think it was 7% this week. Man. Marion Richardson, right? Another guy. Where's DCam? DCam's not hurt. He played well as a rookie, thrown into the fire. Not out there. If I'm the Raiders, if somebody calls for Tyree Wilson, I'm taking what they give. I'm done with that. It's time to move on. You're taking a roster spot from a guy like Tonka Hemingway, from a guy like JJ Pegues, who both should have been on this roster and not healthy scratches every single week, bro. Every week. They played their asses off in preseason. Why are they not getting snaps? Why are they not on the grass? Because they're going to get to the quarterback? Because they're going to make it hard for us to look like we're trying to win but lose? Oh, I cannot read any of that. Less than 5 hours left in free agency, right? And the Raiders have done nothing. Robert Penna in the building. What's good, Godfather? Geno still sucks. Bro, if you can't read a goal line defense, goal line. They're playing a soft zone. They're playing a soft zone in the goal line. You got guys everywhere. Pick. Just take a pick. You could have closed your eyes and threw the ball somewhere, and there was a receiver open. Tyler Lockett said, ah! You know why Tyler Lockett did that? He said, damn, it's the same Geno. He thought he was getting away from Cam Miller and coming to a better quarterback. Come on, man. Poor golly. Raiders. What else we got? A cover up for what, Rebel? It's a cover up for tanking, bro. We're tanking. Come on, man. We are tanking. The Raiders want these draft picks. Spytech said it all. He said it all. And y'all just missed it. Y'all missed it. He said the way you build a franchise is through the draft. Through the draft. But we got 10 draft picks with one playing. One, bro. One. Jack Besh did not get one snap. One snap last week, bro. One snap. Maybe with Jacoby Myers gone, Jack Besh will be involved in the game. We all seen Max Crosby. Maybe you didn't see Max Crosby after the game hugging Liam Cohen, right? Whispering in his ear. If I was a betting man, I would say he already knew Jacoby Myers was going to Jacksonville, and he probably told Liam Cohen, you got a dog. You got a dog. Feed him. Or maybe he said, shit, I'm next. Can you bring me to Jacksonville? You never know. We're the only team that practices during games. Oh, God. Hey, if you ain't practicing, you ain't trying, I guess. Must imagine Matthew Stafford where we'd be right now. Bro. Imagine where we'd be with Aiden flipping O'Connell right now. AOC. I guarantee you I would put both nuts on it right now. Right now we have 5 wins. I guarantee you we have 5 wins. You know why I want Aiden O'Connell in so bad? You know why I want Aiden O'Connell so bad? It forces the Raiders to run the damn rock. If you have Aiden O'Connell, okay, in preseason he threw the ball 40 times, but never mind that. But anyways, where I was going with this is that Aiden O'Connell's in, you're probably throwing the ball 30 times, right? Which means you're probably going to run the ball somewhere in the 30s. You're going to have a balanced attack. Balanced. Bro, 39 passes to 13 runs? If you tried to drive a car with 4 tires and you had 45 pounds of pressure in your 2 front tires or in your 2 back tires, and you had 30 pounds of pressure in 1 tire, and you had 2 pounds of pressure in your other front tire, try to drive that car. That's the Raiders offense. That's the Raiders offense. You have all the wheels in the back where they're supposed to be, but the wheels up front got no air in the tires, bro. You got no air in the tires. You gotta feed Ashton Genty the rock if you want to win. And I'm not saying anything nobody doesn't already know, bro. Right? We already know. If you want to win, you run the ball. You control the clock. 46 to 23. 46 minutes. 46 minutes. You let their offense have the ball. We got short fields all the time. That's the only reason we scored 29 points. We had a short field, pretty much. If it was not for Raheem Mostert, I don't even think it would have been a football game. I really don't think it would have been a football game. Matthew Stafford on this team would be running for his life, according to some people. I don't know. We aren't throwing 4 yards and trying to lose. We already can throw on maybe 2 interceptions. Touchdowns. Unleash Raiders. Shout out for the $10. Holla! Smackaroo. Appreciate you. Rebel for head coach. Man, y'all couldn't deal with me as head coach. You couldn't deal with me as head coach. I guarantee you, we'd be winning ball games, bro. We'd be winning ball games. I'm not even allowed to coach in Arkansas no more. Imagine that. I got a little excited in a basketball game and almost beat the shit out of a referee. That was 4 times my size, and he wouldn't come outside. And they won't let me coach no more. But we'd be winning, though. We'd be winning. Raiders. Double tap the screen. Yeah, hit them likes, man. Show some love. Get some people in here. Bye-bye, Jacoby. Man, Geomex, 4th and 6th ain't bad. Nah, it's not bad at all. I just wish it would have happened earlier. Can we quick call in dude Gino? The name from now on is Eugene. No, his name is Gino. Gino. I would never call him motherfucking Eugene, even if that was his name, bro. I can't see myself saying Eugene. I just can't. I can't, bro. 31-20, believe it. Geomex in the building. Always. With the great optimism. I love your passion for this Raider franchise. But 31 points against the Broncos? I know Robert Penny's going to be at the game, man. I want to get there so bad. I want to be there so bad. It's a 10-hour drive. Golly. I don't know. I should be there. Guy just dipped out and left. No, I didn't dip out. I was here. I just dipped to the side. That's all. Y'all could talk amongst yourselves. You don't need me. Damn. I lived in Longmont and Greeley. Oh, nice. I spent some time in Greeley for a little bit. Used to be out all the games. Time is my favorite time of year. Right? Denver in the cold at night on Thursday night football. Golly, I just wish we had a quarterback. Yes, ma'am. What else we got? What else we got? Trying to wake up. It's 1 o'clock where you are. What you mean trying to wake up? How you trying to wake up? What up, what up, what up, what up? Go Rams! Go Rams! Appreciate you, appreciate you. Cool. What else we got? What else we got? Stafford looking good. No hate for that dog. Stafford's a dog, man. Pocket passers are still the thing. They're still a thing. Whether you want to believe it or not, bro. Pocket passers. God, I gotta watch my mouth sometimes. Can never say what I want to say on YouTube. Pocket passers are making a comeback, like the light skinned brothers. You know what I'm saying, bro? They're making a comeback. They're making a comeback. They should have never left. When you look at Jaden Daniels and that arm, whatever his arm was doing, golly, man. Do you really want mobile quarterbacks in the NFL that weigh 190 pounds soaking wet? Like, Sauce Gardner to the Colts. What? Gotta get back inside and watch. I'm supposed to be talking about this stuff. He's loving these belly rubs. Shit, who doesn't love belly rubs? I want a belly rub. Hashtag belly rubs. Hashtag belly rubs. Oh my, they did not. Please don't tell me that. Rashid Shaheed to the Seahawks? Damn. Damn. That's filthy work, bro. That is filthy work. And Sauce Gardner to the Colts? Come on, stop playing with me. Why are you doing that to me? Why are you doing that to me? Shout out for the $5 smackaroo. Appreciate you. I thought that was only the Buffalo Bills. My God, bro. Peace out, Raider Nation. Just chimed in to say what's up. Appreciate you, GeoMex. Aiden O'Connell is not in their plans, bro. They just got rid of the only receiver who has repertoire and timing with, and brought in Lockett and benched and Beck, laughing my ass off. Actually, rip it and flip it. I think he had more chemistry with Trey Tucker. Now, I know Trey had the vision problem, right? And was diving for a lot of those passes. But Aiden O'Connell has some damn good chemistry. I'm going to put these back on because I can't see. Good Lord, that's bright. He has chemistry with Aiden O'Connell. And Aiden O'Connell, his number one target in the preseason was Jack Besh, right? So that's why Geno's not throwing the ball to him, because Jack Besh ran with the twos. He was never with the ones. There's no chemistry there whatsoever, and he's afraid to throw to Jack Besh, who's caught the ball every time he's thrown it to him. But yeah, I know. I mean, obviously there's no plans for Aiden O'Connell. We know that. They're drawing the line in the sand and choose Geno all the way at the top of the draft. Whoa, bitch. Back up. All right. That wasp was going to eat me. Motherfucker. to box that bitch up. Getting attacked by Wasp out here. What the hell's going on? Love Stafford. He's balling. I mean, he's a dog, bro. He's a dog. Best quarterback in the league. Now, I don't know about that. Maybe pocket passer. You know, maybe reading defense. He's up there, bro. He's up there for sure. For sure. Rebel, I'm not a big sports fans guy, but you make it interesting and stream. I appreciate that, my guy. I appreciate that. You know, we don't always talk sports here. Who am I kidding? That's all we talk. It's just Raiders. It's just Raiders. The offense is getting better. I mean, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let me get through these chats real quick. The offense is getting better. Put that in my memory. 29 years. Yeah, I've known it way too long. What did you see on film last week? We're going to do a film breakdown this week. I don't care about the monetization shit. Missed tackling, bro. My number one thing was missed tackles. Missed tackles. Missed tackles. From the GOAT, right? Max Crosby had 4 missed tackles. That's what they accounted him with. I seen a couple more. You can't have that. You can't have that from your leader missing tackles, bro. That's a bad example. Devin White, 16 tackles. You can't have that. You can't have your linebacker having 16 tackles. You can't have your rookie in his first ever game having 11 tackles in Darian Porter Jr. 11 tackles. That's bad. That's bad. That means up front is absolutely not doing anything. Our linebackers can't chase anybody down because they're not fast enough. You know, Devin White's doing everything he can, but when you're putting Devin White at defensive end, come on, man. You're lining this man up at the line of scrimmage. That's not his job. It's not his role to take on 320-pound defensive linemen, right? It's not. So I see a defense that has no identity, right? They don't know what they want to do, and it's Pete Carroll and Patrick Graham. They're button heads, bro. One wants to run cover 3 the whole entire game. The other one wants to, you know, run cover 2 with a little bit, you know, sprinkled in man coverage, and whatever they're mixing together is killing us. It's killing us. It's killing us. It's killing us badly. Special teams. They started from their own 45 yard line. I think is their average start position. Come on, man. You got to tackle. You got to tackle. Fundamentals. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, all they should be doing is tackling. Like, they should be tackling each other. And somebody gets hurt. But, man, how do you make it to the NFL and can't tackle? I don't understand how you get drafted. I don't understand how anybody signs you to their organization knowing that you can't tackle a damn guy in a phone booth, bro. You can't tackle. Nobody on this team can tackle. I seen guys bouncing off of guys. They had more yak yards than us. We had 200 yak yards. They had more. So I see a defense that has no identity, that is struggling to figure out who they want to play where, who they want to sub in, and they're subbing the defensive line too much, I feel, and nobody can, you know, get in a rhythm. There's a lot, man. There's a lot. There's Geno Smith on film needs to learn how to run a read flipping option. So far, every time he's kept the ball, it was the wrong read. Every time he's handed off the ball and didn't keep it, it was the wrong read. There's been a big hole, the opposite of what he's done every single time. Every time. If it's a read option, he's blown it every single time. That's your quarterback not being able to read defenses, man. And it's obvious. It's obvious. And like I said, Chip Kelly has been trying to expose The fact that Gino can't read defenses. He's trying to let Pete he's trying to let Pete Carroll know that Gino was not the guy for this offense or for this system. And I think that's what's going on right now. I really, truly do believe that he's trying to show him, bro, I can't run the ball because your offensive scheme, run scheme, sucks ass, right? So we have to throw the ball 50 times a game and hope to God Gino doesn't throw an interception. And if that's how you're going to win, we're not going to win too many games. The quarterback for the Commanders, or whoever that was last night, for what? What? I read something about that. I have to find the article. Jaden Daniels. Oh, he's sidelined indefinitely, bro. You ain't coming back from that. Your season is done. You see his arm? That shit was like this. It was bent over here flopping. Like, that was one of the nastiest injuries I ever seen. Thank God for Jaden Daniels. It wasn't his throwing hand, right? It was on the opposite arm. But man, that's a nasty, nasty injury to try to come back from. Cam Scatterboo's injury, bro. These dislocations have been horrible this year, man. Horrible. Give some memberships for your channel. All right. Shout out to Greg Brewer. Finally got a membership. East Coast Gridiron. Finally got a membership. I'm not bueno. Jack Kenna. Who else we got? Greg Brewer again? Twice? Oh, I don't know. Welcome to the Unleashed Raider Militia, baby. Welcome to the Raider Militia family. Attack of the Killer Bugs, right? I don't even know how he's flying in this wind, bro. Look at these trees. Oh, now it's not even gonna move on camera? Wait, why is the tree not moving on camera? It's about to blow over on this side, but yeah, man. I don't know how that thing's even flying. It's from Rebel's channel because, yeah, I'm able to get 5 a month. Damn, y'all should already subscribe to the channel. You ain't members? Come on, man. Come on, man. We also got Alfredo, Chronicles of the Black Hole, Corey News, my mod Dark, who never mods. My guy Rick finally got a membership, didn't have to pay for it. Shout out to everybody that came part of the Rebel Militia. Appreciate y'all. Keep those memberships. It helps support the channel, helps keep the lights on in the building, you know, because they're about to get turned off anyways. Packers are calling about Michael Mayer. Yeah, I don't see that getting done. The way we ran 12 personnel and even 14 personnel, bro. Did you know there was a 14 personnel? Yes, there is. We had 4 tight ends. Alex Kappa was, you know, posing as a tight end, imposing as a tight end, whatever the hell you want to call it. But he's not a tight end. He got out there one time. He jumped the snap. Cost us a big play, but what's new? So, I don't know, man. I don't know if they get... I don't think they're getting rid of Jacoby Myers. If they do... You might as well just throw Max in the mix and everybody else too. There you go, Rebel. I gave 10 memberships for the month. Appreciate you for gifting 5 memberships. Appreciate myself for gifting 5 memberships. I can't give them from my channel because trolls get them and report me. What the hell? What strain you smoking today? What was I smoking today? Cherry sherbet. That's what I was. Cherry sherbet. And I don't know what I'm going to after that. Have to look in the drawer. Yo, Rebel. Devin. Some honey banana? That sounds good as hell, bro. I want some honey bananas. I want to dab on some honey bananas. Blue Dream here for me, and I'm dabbing. Blue Dream? What? Okay. I like me some Blue Dream, bro. Like me some Blue Dream. I'm not gonna lie. That was fun. I have to jump. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. I'm so excited. I got study class. What? You got that glass gravity today? Well, bust it out. Bust it out. So organization is a mess. Um, I think we're cleaning that up, man. I think we're cleaning that up. You know, the scouts we brought in were after the draft, so there's not a lot they can do. But we did bring in three of the highest, the highest, biggest name scouts of all the football, right? We stole guys from the Philadelphia Eagles. We stole guys from Tampa Bay. We stole the dude from Denver. I can't remember all their names because there's so many damn names in my head. But we have some guys in the building. Now what they do with it, man, I don't know. I don't know. What we how they work on shit. Who knows, man? Who knows? I'm going back in here where it's a lot hotter. Not as windy. So I could keep up with this damn draft shit that I'm not keeping up with. All right, what do we got on here? What trades we got? What trades we got? Nothing on there. What's my guy Caltown Luda in the building say? Look, this is, it's what a franchise quarterback looks like. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Man. All right, so somebody asked me who my playoff teams were 2 days ago, and I told you I had no idea. But with that Seattle trade, they might be a Super Bowl team, bro. They might be a Super Bowl team. I mean, think about it. You got Cooper Kupp over there. You got Jackson Smith and Jigba. And now you add Shaheed Rahid, or however you say dude's name, a speedster, a dog. Like, you already have a defense. You have your quarterback. That run game probably needs to get stepping a little bit more. But Seattle Seahawks, man, got rid of Pete Carroll, and they're in the mix. New head coach, new offensive coordinator. Got rid of all the people that Pete Carroll brought in the building, pretty much. And look where they're at. Look where they're at. We might have to jump on a situation like that. I'm just saying. We might have to start getting rid of some guys. I would not be surprised if Malcolm Kuntz gets dealt before this deadline. I would really not be surprised if JPJ somehow gets dealt before this deadline. I mean, if you think about it, they brought in Will Putnam for one snap, or however many snaps, when I don't know if he got hurt or what. I'm gonna have to rewatch the film, but Parham went out for a little bit. They brought in Will Putnam, who I thought played solid, right? But then you still got Jordan Merritt at center. If you're not planning on moving JPJ back to the center position, why are you keeping him at right guard? Because he's done well, but it's really only mid at right guard, in my opinion. In my opinion, he's done okay, but there's some plays he gives up, man, that are really hurting our quarterback. He went the wrong way twice. Everybody's blocking right. The center even called it out. The quarterback's calling it out. Our Mike is over here. Mike is over here. This is the way we're running our blocking scheme, right? JPJ goes the other way. leaves the defender wide open coming at Geno Smith on that 4th and 1. You got a guy like Lackey Tassie. Lackey Tassie, 340 pounds, 6'8". How long is it going to take for this man to be ready? Because if he's ready soon, right? This is a guy I would be playing at guard. If you can't run behind 6'8", 340-pound Lackey Tassie with DJ Glaze next to him at what, 320, 6'7", 6'5", whatever he is. If you can't run on that side of the line with Ashton Genty, then there's a problem, bro. There's a problem. So I'm looking at the line and the guys that we kept around, like Dalton Wagner again. Like, why are we keeping these guys? Why do you keep a guy on your practice squad for 3 years that's now 28 years old? 29, I do believe. Like, Dalton Wagner's up there, bro. Up there. Why is he on your practice squad and not getting snaps? These are questions that just, they need to be answered, bro, because it makes no sense. You can't sit here and tell me you're trying to win now, but you have a roster full of guys that you never plan on playing ever. Why are they on the roster? What is the point of this? If your practice squad does not have guys that can earn a spot and earn a call-up for the roster, then why do you have these practice squad guys? They're just taking up space. That could be another body in the building, you know, that we're bringing along, that we're developing. But we're not developing guys. We're not. When you're leaving them on a practice squad for a whole season, like, how much practice did you really get during the season, right? These guys ain't doing shit. And then you're going to bring them up from the practice squad and expect them to play? Like, come on, man. Like Greedy Vance, right? I think Greedy Vance played very, very well for his first snap in the NFL. In week 10, right? Was never the guy. Was never the number 1 guy. Not even a number 2 guy. Not even a number 3 guy. And you come in and play like that. I think we got some dogs that are just not being coached right or developed right. And, man, that's been a problem in this organization for the last 15 years, bro. The last 15 years. The play in the end zone, man. The play in the end zone. Chip Kelly's scheme, it doesn't look bad, bro. It doesn't look bad. I don't know why everybody's talking shit on Chip Kelly. I don't believe us not running the ball is Chip Kelly. Again, it's Brendan Carroll. And until somebody has balls enough to tell Pete Carroll that his son is ass at the job he has, we're going to continue to run the ball 10 times a game. And you can't win like that. You can't win in the NFL like that. Aiden O'Connell is 6-1 when the Raiders run for 100 yards. Should be 7-0. If Aiden O'Connell could be 6-1 on this team with no number 1 wide receiver, with no running game, when you run for 100 yards, why the hell are we not running Ashton Genty? I don't want to hear that bullshit. You got to save him for the end of the season. For what? For what? The end of the season, if we lose this game, he shouldn't even be playing. He shouldn't be playing at all, really, because there's no reason to play. There's nothing for these guys to play for. They're playing for the same thing they play for every year. Their jobs, to not get cut, which it doesn't matter how good you are, because the Raiders will let you walk in free agency. Robert Spillane, Nate Hobbs, Divine Diablo. I mean, Trayvon Morig, Caleb Von Chasen. Just think where this Raider team would be right now if they kept Aiden O'Connell at $1.4 million as the quarterback for this franchise. You could afford to pay all of those guys who are balling out somewhere else that could be winning for us. I believe if we kept Trayvon Moehrig, Nate Hobbs, maybe even Divine Diablo, but if we kept three of the five guys we got rid of, this is a different team. You took everybody off this team that was worth a shit and let them walk, and brought in $1 million guys, $2 million 1 year guys, $3 million 1 year guys, and sold everybody some bullshit about how it's going to be a win now. We're all in on winning. I feel like an idiot, bro. And y'all should too if you believe this shit. I really feel like an idiot because I fell for it. I was like, damn, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. We get a new quarterback. We got a number one running back. We got Brock Bowers. Who's going to stop this offense? Now, none of it makes sense. The only thing that makes sense is we were sold a bunch of shit and we bought it. We bought it hook, line, and sinker, right? It was like buying products off of Temu. It looks great in the picture until you get that shit in your house and it's like this big, but in the picture, it looked like it was 6 foot by 6 foot. that's this Raiders organization, bro. You're looking at pictures thinking it's a great product, and then when you get that shit in the mail, you're like, damn, what the hell? This is not what I paid for. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. And that's a shitty thing, bro. The Temu Raiders. We are the Temu Raiders. Temu. Yeah. Cat got my tongue. Nah, I still got it. Belly rubs. Gotta love belly rubs. The Commanders guy, his elbow is dislocated. Yeah, Jaden Daniels. It's definitely dislocated. Got a long way back. Sad poor guy, right? The sad is, if the Raiders drafted Jaden Daniels like everybody wanted, right? Like everybody wants us to get this mobile quarterback. We might have won some games last year. But then we would have had him for what, half a season this year? Drafting these guys, bro, is crazy. It's crazy. When you're 190 pounds soaking wet, playing the most valuable position in all of sports. With 320, 30, 40, 50, 60 pound guys running 4.40s. Trying to take your head off. And somehow, people with money think this is a great investment. It's a great investment to draft a guy number 1 overall, number 2 overall, number 3 overall, because he can make plays with his legs. Come on, man. If I'm looking around the NFL right now, the teams that are winning, the teams that are putting up the best numbers, have pocket quarterbacks. They have guys standing in the pocket. Daniel Jones. Yeah, he can run when he has to, right? Bo Nix. He's mobile. He's not the fastest. He's crafty. He's slimy. He's slippery. He can get away. He can juke guys out of their shoes. But he doesn't do it every time. He only does it when he has to. Having a quarterback that you designing runs for is crazy to me in the NFL. Like, these guys are way too valuable to be just throwing $100 million a season for a guy that's going to play 5 games because you want him to run around. It's sad that all these kids are getting hurt early in their careers. I mean, it's sad, but it's the NFL, right? It's the NFL. It's been happening for a long time. That's why they get paid the big bucks, right? That's why guys make, like Geno Smith gets paid $66 million guaranteed for never doing nothing. You should never done shit. You made it to one playoff game and got obliterated. Shout out for the $2 baller. Appreciate you. $2 balling. Raiders. Till we die. Till we die. When I get people on the chat, the trolls go in my membership chats and report them. What? When I give people on my channel. Why would they report? That's weird. See-through shirt on a live? What? Oh, my guy says, fuck the Broncos. Raiders. Them donkeys are nasty, bro. Them donkeys are nasty. They did everything the right way. They did everything. You can't hate on them, right? I mean, we beat them 8 games in a row, bro. 8 times in a row. 4 years. 4 years straight. We dominated the Broncos. You know why? You want to know why? Do you really want to know why? They traded for a $260 million quarterback. They played him 1 year. 1 year. 240 mil. They ate every penny of that money. Let him walk. Didn't even trade him. They released his ass. Released him. They were big enough to admit their mistakes. They said, damn, that was the wrong thing to do. We need to nip it in the butt right now, right? Tyree Wilson. Other draft picks. Geno Smith, right? When you make a wrong decision, a man owns up to his mistakes. You own up to your shit, and you fix the mistake. It might take time. It might hurt, right? It might bleed for a little while. But unless you bleed out, it ain't gonna bleed forever. So the Broncos did the smartest thing they could ever done. They released their quarterback. They're like, yo, we'll bring in a bridge. A bridge. A bridge doesn't make $66 million guaranteed. A bridge doesn't get signed to a 3-year extension for $71 million when he's never won a playoff game. A bridge quarterback is Jacoby Brissett, who makes $3 million and comes in and wins your team games. A bridge quarterback is Aiden O'Connell making $1.4 million that can win games. That's a bridge quarterback. The Raiders acted like they went and got their franchise quarterback in Geno Smith when everybody knew he was not a franchise quarterback. There was a reason Seattle was moving on from him. There was a reason Seattle probably, like I've said a million times, and people don't want to hear because, you know, they don't want other people to be right. Seattle would have released his ass, bro. We wasted a 3rd-round pick for Geno Smith. They were going to cut him. They wanted Sam Darnold. The word all over the street was Sam Darnold was their guy. The only way to get Sam Darnold was to let Geno go. And Pete Carroll was dumb enough to fall for the trap and talk the Raiders' upper echelon management into trading a 3rd-round pick for Geno Smith. I told y'all how every team in the NFL gets built. They draft a quarterback after they have an offensive line, after they have a number 1 receiver, after they have a running back, after they have a damn defense. That's how you win. Look at every team in the NFL for the history of the NFL. Look at the Patriots. For example, let's just take the Patriots for example. What did the Patriots do? They had Drew Bledsoe on a big-ass contract, right? Making a whole lot of money. They had a defense. They had an offense. They had a great offensive coordinator with a great offensive mind in Josh McDaniels. Not a head coach, but a great offensive coordinator. And what did they do? What did they do? They drafted a quarterback, but they drafted one in the 6th round. What? What? In the 6th round? You mean quarterbacks drafted in the 6th round could actually produce in the NFL? When your organization is already built, when your team is already established, when you have a top 5 defense in the NFL, when you have a solid offensive line, it makes it so much easier for that backup quarterback to come in and be a bridge and manage games. It just so happened Tom Brady was a brilliant mind, not the most athletic, not the strongest arm, but he can read defenses. He learned how to read defenses. He has a quick release. He can get the ball out. He has pretty good accuracy. Not athletic, not mobile at all whatsoever. There's not an athletic bone, I think, in the dude's body. But he's the greatest football player of all time. Has more rings than anybody. How did they do that? They established the team. When their starter went down, it was easy for your backup to come in and run a team that's already good, right? You don't have your 4th-round pick coming in and playing his rookie year halfway through the season when he held a clipboard all year, who comes in and still wins you games, does shit that most rookies don't do, does shit that no rookie does, drafted in the 4th round. We had Devontae Adams. We had a pretty solid offensive line. I mean, Zamir White was running for 100 yards a game. You can't tell me that the Raiders didn't have a good offensive line when Antonio Pierce took over as head coach. Instead of doing what the Patriots have done, instead of doing what the Bills have done, instead of doing what the Bengals have done, instead of doing what all these teams have done, we went and got Gardner Minshew and thought, okay, well, let's get an expensive bridge. An expensive bridge, man? Come on. This organization is crazy right now. We could have so many starters on this team that are Pro Bowl caliber players for the money we gave Geno, the money we gave Gardner, and just kept Aiden. But no, everybody hated Aiden O'Connell. He wasn't cool enough. He didn't run the ball. Fucking shut up. Y'all mean so much to me. I hope y'all know that. I appreciate you more. Are you in your live or my live? Cooper Kupp is not the same, bro. I mean, probably not. I mean, players get older, right? Players get older, they get slower, but he still has hands, bro. He's still, I mean, he's injured right now, but look at what he's done in that locker room. Look at what Cooper Kupp has done for that locker room. Jackson Smith and Jigba, route running is 100 times better than it was last year. 100 times. If you ask Jackson Smith and Jigba, I'm sure he'd tell you the season he's having right now is having Cooper Kupp in the building, a veteran that even injured on the sideline can show him when he comes to sit down, bro, look, if you just do this on this route, if you take this step here, if you carry this two more yards and then break, right? Shit like that helps. It helps. But Cooper Kupp, his experience in the building helps. The only experience we had was Jacoby Myers. And yes, Jacoby Myers is a dog, but he's not the greatest route runner. He's not a guy that's going to beat you with speed, right, and take the top off. So we got guys like Dante Thornton, a speedster, Trey Tucker, a speedster, learning from a guy that's not a speedster, that doesn't know how to play like they play, right? That's not his game. His game is, beating guys off the line, having solid hands. We have nobody in the, now you have, I mean, you went and got Tyler Lockett, so that might help, but still not the fastest guy, right? And then they sent him away, right? That's how we sent everybody away. Um, I don't know. I don't know who they're getting rid of. So far, nobody. The deadline's creeping up. They need to make some moves. Hey, Rebel, I heard Toronto Argonauts called about AOC. You're funny. You're funny. Actually, there were six teams that called about AOC last year during the draft. Don't think that people ain't calling about Aiden O'Connell, bro. Just because you don't like, the goofy white boy, doesn't mean he can't play. That kid's a dog, I'm telling you. We let him go so we could give Max more money. I mean, pretty much. That about sums it up. It about sums it up. We let all those guys go, so Max can bitch about how he has no help, how he gets doubled and triple teamed. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut up. Miles Garrett gets doubled, tripled, quadruple teamed, and still he'll beat three guys and get to the quarterback. I ain't never seen Max Crosby beat three guys and get to a quarterback. Lost the leaders, DB in the LB room. New players couldn't lead flies to a pile of shit. Damn, Timu, I'm that far behind. Holy shit. I gotta read this. Stafford 21 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Golly. I mean, Tom Brady had the right idea, right? He did try to go get Matthew Stafford. But I don't know why anybody can't see that when it comes to reading defense, when it comes to getting the ball out of your hand, when it comes to leading receivers, man, if y'all don't think Aiden O'Connell can do that, I gotta question your football knowledge, bro. I gotta question it. Gotta question it. Of course you're gonna make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But not like we've been making this year, bro. Not dude, Gino has more. Gino has more interceptions this year than Aiden O'Connell has in his whole entire career. Aiden's whole career, bro. All 20 starts, 20 games he's played in. Gino has more in 8 games. Gino has more interceptions in 8 games than Aiden O'Connell has thrown in his whole fucking life. Come on, bro. Come on. Crazy talk. Crazy talk. Peace out. Appreciate you. So what do you think the next game is gonna be like? Do you think we have a chance? I mean, we always have a chance. We always have a chance. We have Brock Bowers. He's unguardable. He's gonna catch anything you throw his way. Um, and then you have Michael Mayer on the other side. Hopefully they're not stupid enough and trade him because 12 personnel was the shit, right? 56% of the time we ran 12 personnel. That's 6% higher than any team in the NFL has ran 12 personnel in a game. Um, and we dominated with that shit. And, I'm not going to sit up here and say, I told you so, I was right, because, I mean, y'all already know I'm right. You got to keep telling y'all. I told y'all, the beginning of the season, with 12 and 13 personnel, there was no team going to be able to stop that. And it showed. It showed. Now, we only ran it 56% of the time. We should have ran it 70% of the time because we don't have no problem running zone on defense 83% of the time. That's 20% higher than any team in the NFL. We have no problem running zone then. But on offense, On offense? No, nah, bro. No. Shout out for the $5 smackaroo. Appreciate you. Um, I think the Raiders have a chance. Raiders News Central, appreciate you. I think their chance is, is 12 personnel. It's 12 personnel. I said that at the start of the year. I said it all off season with Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers. There's nothing teams can do. There's nothing teams can do as long as your quarterback can put the ball in the open guy's hand, which has been a problem. If your quarterback can see the open guy, that would help. Um, but 5 yard, 10 yard, these little out routes, these little slant routes, little comeback routes, some mesh routes. We're killing defenses. We're killing defenses. They don't have enough personnel with 11 guys back there to double Brock Bowers, to stack the box for Ashton Jeanty, to cover a guy like, Trey Tucker or Jack Besh or Dante Thornton or hell, any of them for that matter. Um, Cedric Jackson, which they brought this man up just to put him on the sideline and let him smell what it's like to be on the field. Like that's what you're doing, right? You just gonna let him smell it. You don't get to touch it. You don't get to touch it. You just gonna smell it. Just stand on the sideline, get close to it, put your nose up to it. Fucking, I don't know what this organization is doing, bro. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Will we trade Coots for the Bills and get Josh Allen in return? Mark my words. The quarterback, Josh Allen? Come on, bro. Come on. Accelerator. You need to take your foot off that gas pedal sometimes, my guy, because you're accelerating way too much. The Patriots, what? Also hired cameraman to tape other teams' practices and equipment guys to flatten balls. Bro, I don't really think the ball inflation has anything to do with anything. To me, if you ever try to catch a flat football, to me it makes it harder, bro, because it's squishy. Like I don't know, I'd rather have air in the ball. So if you ever try to throw a flat football or a football with the not enough air in it, the more air you have in a football, the farther it's gonna go, right? So to deflate footballs, I don't know, that's stupid shit. But stealing signs, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, bro. You can't hate on. And I don't know if it's stealing signs, right? If you're just recording them, because you have to figure them out somehow. So I don't know about all that. That was some crazy shit. Crazy shit. Smelly Cat, what's good? Hope you have an awesome day too. Appreciate you pulling up in the building. Sorry it took me so long to get to you. Um, I sent them to your live and told them that you were going live this morning. I told them to let you know I appreciate it. Them taking time to support you. Oh, appreciate you sending people to my channel. So shoosh yourself. Jaguars beat the Raiders while Trevor Lawrence was sick. And what do you mean? And Trevor Lawrence didn't have a great game, bro. But being sick and having the game he had, kudos to Trevor Lawrence, man. Shout out to him. He's absolutely a dog. The dude has all amazing fight in him. But I do believe his special teams had a big part in that win. And Parker Washington, bro. Y'all got a stud right there. Y'all got a stud. If I was Jacksonville, I would be trading Brian Thomas Jr. right now. I mean, you got Travis Hunter, you got Jacoby Myers, and you got Parker Washington. Bro, those three guys right there, when Travis Hunter comes back, it's going to be nasty. It's going to be nasty work. Filthy out there trying to stop. I would trade I would trade Brian Thomas Jr. It doesn't look like he wants to be there. It doesn't like he's a fit for the system. Doesn't seem like Trevor Lawrence wants to throw him the ball against the Raiders. Golly, I seen like 5 or 6 plays where that dude was open. You could have thrown him the ball. He had Eric Stokes guarding him, which he's way bigger, stronger than. Uh, and they didn't even try to throw him the ball, bro. They fed Parker Washington like the dude was his last game and he was about to break a record or some shit. I missed Coop Cup and was upset. What? When he left, but making Devontae Adams was an upgrade at the time. Cooper Cup, bro, Devontae Adams over Cooper Cup is an upgrade any day of the week, even if Devontae's on one leg. I'm sorry. His route running on one leg, you're gonna school guys, right? You're gonna get open. Um, One of the biggest, another setback, bro. Another setback. You trade a second and a third for Devontae Adams or whatever, a first and a second, whatever the hell we traded for Devontae Adams to let him play 1 year and then to get less for him when you let him go. You can't make this shit up, bro. Stafford's not going anywhere. I don't know. I think this year, maybe next, might be his last. It might be his last. I don't think we're making any deals at this time. I truly think that Max might have better value during the draft season. Okay, I like that. Raiders first down. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Um, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. He might have better value at the draft. But seeing how his pressures have gone down, his sacks have gone down, his tackles for loss have gone down, Max Crosby's in a slump. And I know Rip It and Flip It is gonna hate me for this, but he's not playing his best football, bro. He is not. He is not. Now there was a couple plays where he did, a swim move and got through the guard in the center and missed the tackle. Good for him. But these injuries are catching up to Max, bro. You can't play 100% of the snaps in the NFL and it not take a toll on your body. One of the greatest defensive linemen to ever play the game, and Howie Long, publicly told Max Crosby, you can't play this much. You have to take snaps off. He refuses to do that. And the fact that I keep trying to reiterate is if you have to play 20% more snaps than everybody that you're competing against for sacks or defensive player of the year, if you really gotta have 20% more snaps to be less than these guys, that's a joke, bro. It's a joke. It's a joke. Fuck the Jagoffs. The Jagoffs. OMG, it's Rebel. Hey. Sabrina, what the hell is Sabrina AX Carpenter fan? Nice. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. LOL, LOL. Hi, Sabrina. Got to that. I meant Stafford probably not going to any. Oh, no, he's not. You don't trade franchise quarterbacks. You don't trade franchise quarterbacks, which is why it was a big red flag. Like, shit. Big. Waving my red flag, bro. It's a giant red flag. When a team that's had Geno Smith for 3 years lets him go for a third round pick, the biggest red flag on the planet. And most of y'all was like, oh, we got Geno. We gonna be in the playoffs. Crazy talk. Haha. It shows the different name on here. I'm watching from the shower. You're watching me from the shower? What are you doing in the shower? I make you honey, baby. Crosby is one of the best players in the league, and he is playing unmotivated football right now. There was no fight except for getting injured, but he's still giving it 100%. I don't see that. I don't see that. I don't see 100%. He's not the Max Crosby 2 years ago, bro. He's not. He is not. Max Crosby would be on this side of the field, and the tackle would be on this side of the field. Before the guy was tackled, Max Crosby is over here. Now, if there's a pile, Max Crosby is the furthest thing away from that pile. The furthest thing away from that pile. Go back and watch the replays. I'm not making this shit up. Go back and watch the all 22. He is not diving on the ground for balls, loose balls. He's not doing none of that, bro. It is not the same 125% that we've seen. And I think injuries are hindering that, right? Now you're having back problems, back spasms at 27, bro. 20 what is he? 27, 28 years old? You're having back spasms? Come on, man. I'm 50. 50 years old. He never had a back spasm in my life. Not that I couldn't get up and go to work with. So it's not good signs, bro. It's not good signs. Max Crosby has literally, in his 7 years with the Raiders, played 9.5 years of football. If you look at his snap count compared to any other defensive end, he's played 2 more years of football. So he's really only been with the team 7 years, but his body is equivalent of a dude that's played in the NFL for 9 years. Because you want to play 100% of the snaps. I'm sorry. Myles Garrett does not play 100% of the snaps. Sorry, I'm sorry. TJ Watt has never played 100% of the snaps. Micah Parsons has never played 100% of the snaps. Micah Parsons averages like 78 to 84% of the snaps a game. Max Crosby averages 100. And he's still nowhere near Micah Parsons' numbers, bro. Really. If you look at Micah Parsons' numbers in the 3 or 4 years he's been in the NFL to the 7 Max Crosby's been in the NFL, and you look at the difference between the amount of snaps they play, it's night and day. I guess American football is like rugby. I mean, to an extent. It's American football is more organized. It's more organized, right? They have to put the ball down. They have to everybody be set before you can snap the ball. Rugby, I don't know too much about. I haven't watched too much about it. Haven't watched it in a long time. But basically, it's a free for all. It's a free for all. You throw the ball, you set the ball down, you throw it up in the air, and everybody's rushing for the ball. There's not really a lot of set plays or fouls or motions. Smear the queer. I haven't heard that shit in a long time, bro. A long time. They don't wear pads in rugby? Don't they have like the leather helmets or something? Yeah, you got to be a dog to play rugby, bro. But speaking of rugby, we have an offensive lineman who played rugby in Lackey Tassie, who is a vicious dude when it comes to moving bodies, getting guys out of the way. I believe, JPJ's time could be numbered if Lackey Tassie continues, to show like he's taking steps. Then you also have Charles Grant. You also have a guy that I've, talked about, I don't know how many times, and Will Putnam. I believe Will Putnam is a guy that could be starting on a lot of teams right now, but he's just being held back. Yeah, they have leather helmets, and they might have some kind of pads in their spandex or whatever they wear, but so yeah, man. Denver, we got 2 more days before the Denver game, but I really feel like our coaching staff has nothing for Denver's coaching staff. Their offensive coordinator is better than our defensive coordinator. Their defensive coordinator is better than our offensive coordinator. Their coach is better than our coach. It's not even close. Um, so to beat the Broncos, it's very simple. Special teams has to be lights out. Defense has to tackle. And the offense has to be the same as it was last week. Feature Brock Bowers, 10, 12 catches. Ashton Genty, I think, needs to get more catches. But I just do not see us slowing down the Broncos' run game. I think their run game is going to be it's going to be hard for us to deal with. It's going to be hard for us to deal with. They're physical. They know how to use their running back. They know how to get them in open space. And we can't tackle. So all of that is going to be a huge, huge problem. 2 touchdowns and field goals. Speaking of field goals, man, we're going to have to talk about that too, right? This Daniel Carlson thing has to be talked about. The man has not hit a field goal over 55 yards in 3 years. Maybe 4 years. I don't know. I think it's 4 years. You got kickers in the NFL nowadays. These young bucks with legs like tree stumps. You got these fools kicking 68-yard field goals like it's a damn extra point. Speaking of extra point, our kicker can't make one. Our kicker cannot make a damn extra point, which is why we lost that game. You can put it on Geno Smith. You can put it on Chip Kelly. You can put it on Pete Carroll. Hell, you can put it on the whole damn team. But in all actuality and honesty, we lost that game because of a flipping extra point. 1 point. 1 point. The first play of the game, the Raiders score a touchdown. They miss an extra point. That extra point, I knew right then was going to come back to haunt us. I just didn't think it was going to come back to haunt us like that. That 1 point cost us the game. If we make that extra point, we have no reason to go for 2 any other time. We score at the last drive. We kick a field goal, or the extra point, and we win by 1. We win back-to-back games at home. We have momentum going into Denver. A team that has been in a lot of tight ball games. A team that doesn't have an answer for Brock Bowers or Ashton Genty out of the backfield. A team that we would have a damn good chance of competing with. But instead, we miss an extra point that cost us a game. Also, we had 3 touchdowns. We were behind. We knew we missed an extra point. When you know, the real one, OZ, what's good, appreciate you. When you know you miss an extra point and that extra point is going to come back to haunt you, you have to make up for that extra point. How do you make up for that extra point? To get it back on an even keel? You go for 2. Not at the end of the game to put pressure on Geno when Geno Smith is the worst quarterback in the history of the NFL when pressured. The numbers don't lie. The film does not lie. Pete Carroll he lies. But he was not lying when he said the only way we win games is to make your quarterback feel comfortable and take the pressure off your quarterback. How do you do that? You run the damn football. You run the football. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're doing the opposite of that. But my point is, you have 3 touchdown scores. Instead of kicking extra points then, when you have momentum, you go for 2 on one of those touchdowns. If you go for 2 on one of those touchdowns, we're not in that position again. Now we're up by at least 2 or 3 every time we take the lead, right? Bad coaching again. Bad coaching, bad coaching, bad game management, bad clock management. Everything was bad. So if the Raiders and Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll, with his 40 years plus experience, with the 180 years of offensive experience we have on this damn offense coaching staff, 180 fucking years experience, and you do not know that when you miss an extra point, you have to make it up. When you miss an extra point, you have to make it up somehow. Whether it's extra field goals, 2-point conversions, you got to make it up, bro. You can't make this shit up. You got to make it up. The Raiders failed to do that. They had ample opportunities to go for 2. And they failed. They failed. Pete Carroll does lie. Everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie, bro. The interception killed our hopes. I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to talk on that before I got off here. And I'll pop back on if anything happens. If any trades go down, I will be back on. I will be live. Make sure you tickle the notification button. It likes to be turned on, so you're notified when I drop content or when I just pop in, out of the blue. But that interception, I want to say this. I want to say this, and I haven't said it, and I haven't said it enough. I'm very proud of this team. I'm very proud of this team, and I probably don't mean shit because nobody's gonna hear it. Nobody gives a shit. But I'm very proud of this team. I thought they played very, very well. There was not a lot of mistakes that there is, every time I turn on the all 22, that just glaring shit that stands out. It was a pretty, well played game. The fight that our receivers and our running backs have after the catch to make our quarterback, who is trash, look good. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. Kudos to Brock Bowers, to Ashton Genty, to everybody that caught a pass and had yards after the catch to make your quarterback look like he's actually an NFL quarterback. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the people in the building that got to deal with Geno Smith and his favoritism with Pete Carroll, and they still come out and give it, at least 100%. Maybe not 110, but at least 100%. So I'm proud of the way the guys played. Minus the tackling, right? You got to have more emphasis on tackling. You got to make plays. You can't let guys, just run through arm tackles. You got to wrap up. But when you see our leader leading by example, getting beat, whiffing on plays, missing tackles, having the run play right at him, and still missing run plays, you can't expect to hold anybody else accountable if your leader is not held accountable on offense or defense. So I think it was a much better game. I think it was a much better play calling game. Yes, you would like to see more runs. But again, I really feel like Chip Kelly is trying to make a statement with this offense and putting it all on Geno. And so far, he hasn't come up big. But win, lose, or cry, Raider Nation till I die. We have no idea about the Raiders or the NFL, but I like watching. Appreciate you. I like that you like watching. It's okay, Taylor. I'm learning as we go, right? And shit, if y'all learn one thing every day, we're getting better as a podcast or as a channel or as a family, whatever you want to call it, right? If y'all just learn one thing every day that I tell y'all will be football gurus in no time. I promise you. But I got away from what I was talking about. I seen Geo Mex's name and it came back to me. The Raiders of the past, after an interception, after a turnover, they fold like a damn lawn chair, right? They completely give up. because they don't have trust in their quarterback. They don't have trust in their offense. And they sure as hell don't have trust in the play calling, which is why when the Raiders lose the turnover battle or there's an interception thrown, the team falls apart. Sunday, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. Threw an interception out of the half. The team stepped up. They stepped up big time. They got to stop. They got us the ball back. And they continue to play well. Now, I know you're going to say they played like trash in the second half, but they really didn't. They really didn't. A lot of people said it was the offense, the defense's fault that we lost that game. We gave up 100. Trixie Blue, what's good? I ain't seen you in a long time. Hope everything's well. We gave up 137 yards in the second half, I do believe, rushing. That's more rushing yards than we've given up in any game all year. So they made adjustments. We didn't make adjustments. That's not on our defense. That's on Patrick Graham. That's on Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is a defensive guy. This is his team. When this defense fails, it's not on Patrick Graham to me. It's on Pete Carroll. Because Patrick Graham is being a yes man right now. It's obvious. He's doing what Pete Carroll wants him to do. He gets to sprinkle in, a little bit here and there. But it doesn't even really look like he's calling plays out there to me. It looks like Pete Carroll, is calling some plays and Patrick Graham's calling other plays. Which, if that's the case, bro, that's just a recipe for disaster. All day long. All day long. Shout out for the $2 gotcha. Facts Rebel, you are very knowledgeable. I mean, that's the only reason I do this, is try to share my knowledge with y'all. Try to get y'all on my level, you know what I'm saying? Get y'all on my level. I'm just fucking with you. But no, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I work hard to be this knowledgeable. It don't just come. It's 50 years of 50 years of pain, tears, blood, sweat, misery. Leaky 916, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you in the building. What it do? Bro, the Colts got Sauce Gardner. I know. LOL, Jets traded Quinnen Will to the Cowboys. What? Damn, Jets trading everybody. I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos go and get Bryce Hall. Um, 50 years of losing, bro. 50 years of pain and misery. But the Sauce Gardner thing is killing me, bro. It's killing me. Like, you have a dog and Sauce Gardner that could really help turn this franchise around on the back end. Bro. What'd they give up for Sauce Gardner? I've been trying to watch this NFL bottom line, but it's not showing me. Candy didn't even know what dabs were until she started hanging out with me. What are you talking about? She was the weed girl. She was the weed girl. Two first-round picks for Sauce? Okay, I wasn't giving up that for Sauce. Damn. Damn. Two first. That's a lot, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's taking some chances right there. That's taking some chances. Shout out to the shout out to the Jets for getting two firsts for him. Oh my god, bro. Oh, I'm not hilarious. I didn't. What'd you say? What'd you say? I didn't do all the time, but I knew about dabs. I found out about dabs in 2013 when I was at the Cannabis Cup. Stop lying. The Raiders make me so angry. In 2028, I first heard about them. In 2008, I wasn't even smoking dabs then. Um, or but you smoke flower in 1995 or normal weed candy? Flower is normal weed. Dabs is concentrates. I'm glad we got a lesson in here today on the difference between flower and concentrates. Just got a player in return from Sauce Gardner trade. I forgot his name. You want to smoke weed, but it's illegal? No, it's not. Where's it illegal at? It's not illegal, bro. Went to the first Canvas Cup in 2008, but I didn't know what dabs were. I just heard about them. Yeah. Um, there's only a couple states now where it's not rec. Pretty much everywhere, I think you could blaze. Oh, in the UK it is. Oh, yeah, you can't blaze there. You can't blaze there. Um, that's like Dubai and shit, huh? Y'all laws are crazy. Y'all get like decapitated and shit for for having weed over there, right? Crazy. Um, that was when I first started modeling. It's illegal in Dubai too, but you can smoke in. Yeah. Damn. That's crazy. It's illegal in the UK completely. Like y'all don't have no medical dispensaries. What if you have like kids with seizures and man, glaucoma? Like there's so many cures that I don't understand how it could not even be a rec or medical. That's insane to me. That's insane to me. Y'all need to get with the times, bro. That's crazy in UK. So I bet if you was trying to get something on the street in the UK, that shit would be like $150 for for a G. That's insane, bro. That's insane. It's insane. Why is closed captions on? How do I turn them off? Hold up. What are closed captions? Anybody know what the name is? It's not working. SAP? Is that it? Oh yeah, that's it. Bam. Woohoo! I'm not sure if it's completely legal, but it might be able to smoke with medical license. But it's illegal if you smoke it normally. Shit, go get that med license, bro. It's not that much. It's not that much. It's worth it. It's worth it. Definitely worth it. New York sends Quentin Williams to Dallas. What? Tune in to NFL. I'm on NFL Network. What do you mean tune in to NFL Network? Breaking news. New York sends Quentin Williams to Dallas. The first round pick and comp to be determined for what? How much? Wait, I didn't get the front part. Damn it. Can we go back to the breaking news? Dallas stacking up. Jerry Jones ain't playing. He's like, I can't get Max Crosby. I'm going to get everything else I can. The Jets trade defensive tackle Quentin Williams to the Cowboys in exchange for a 2026 first round pick and more to be determined compensation. Damn. We got to play them in like 2 weeks. Why do they want to get better now? Can't they stay shitty? Can't they get better after we play them? Nah, it really don't matter. I mean, a draft pick is a draft pick. Draft pick is a draft pick, right? So what are the Raiders going to do in the draft, man? What do y'all want to see? I know most of y'all in here, y'all just in here for me. Y'all don't even like football. I appreciate that. But the couple of people that do talk football in here, what do you want to see from the Raiders, man? What do you want to see them do in the draft? Is it a quarterback? Is it a number one receiver? Is it another running back? Since we drafted 2 tight ends back to back, we might as well draft 2 running backs back to back, right? I mean, like what are we doing here? Is it a defensive tackle? Is it a corner? Does it have to be a quarterback in the first round? Because I really don't want a quarterback in this building until we know who our coach of the future is, bro. You can't draft a quarterback with Pete Carroll and expect in 2 years the guy that comes in to think, okay, that's the quarterback I would have picked, because it's probably not the quarterback that guy would have picked, right? More than likely. So what are we doing as a franchise, bro? What are we doing? I hear all this talk about, all right, it's got to be a quarterback. It's got to be a quarterback. I'm still out on the quarterback thing, man. I know we need one. And I'm going to have Pharaoh NFL on my show. I need to hit him up today. He said he would come on and talk about the quarterback situation and why I believe Aiden O'Connell should have been the starter the whole time, right? And, we're going to break it down. We'll get more in depth and talk about the solution, because he asked me a question on X. Do I believe the Raiders should draft a quarterback ever? Or do I believe they should draft one in the first round? And, the answer is simple. It's no, bro. It's no. To me, you can't see what you have in the building by drafting guys in front of them. You can't see what you have in the building by signing guys in free agency in front of them, like we did Aiden O'Connell, like we're probably going to keep doing to Cam Miller, right? Why draft Cam Miller if you're never going to see what this dude develops into, right? We're not good enough to compete next year right away. I mean, you can go out and swing for the fences in free agency and waste a whole bunch of money on guys that are probably going to be cut when the next coach comes in, because it's not fit his, repertoire or what he's trying to do or his blueprint to winning, right? Maybe the guys, maybe he don't run a zone scheme. Maybe he doesn't run a shitty ass wide wide zone offense 95% of the time, right? So maybe these offensive linemen don't fit his scheme. Maybe he needs guys that are mobile, that can, that can pull as a guard, that can pull as a tackle, that can make this offense more dynamic with the players it has. Because the players we have in Ashton Jeanty and Brock Bowers, you should never, ever, ever lose a game having those 2 players on your offense. I'm sorry. Like, no matter who the other dudes are, right? As long as they could catch a ball or get some kind of separation, which I'm going to jump off subject. Jack Besh separation. We talked about that, right? 3.4 yards um, per attempt in separation, right? Tyler Lockett, 0.97. 0.97% separation last week. That was with him being wide open for the 2 point conversion. Can't make this up, bro. Can't make this up. But anyways, back to the subject at hand. Let me know. Where are we going with this? What are we doing, bro? Because there's some quarterbacks that are okay, right? But I don't want okay. I don't want mid. I don't. You have 2 more years for Aiden O'Connell. Okay, 1 more year, right? The rest of this year and then one more? Yeah. So you have the rest of this year and next year for Aiden O'Connell. You put the kid in, you see what he has. You have Cam Miller as the backup. And if something happens to Aiden, Cam gets to play. It's the greatest scenario ever, right? You try to win because it's the damn NFL, right? Of course you try to win. Every game you can win. Or you make it look like you try to win like we're doing now. You compete, but you continue to build this team around the pieces you have, which we have never done, right? If you want Max Crosby to be successful and you're not going to trade him for 3 first-round picks, which you could probably get right now, or at least 2 and some change, right? Then get him some damn help. Get him some help. Why did we let Caleb Von Chasen go? Why wasn't Max Crosby, like I've said fucking over and over and over again, why isn't Max Crosby saying, don't let Caleb Von Chasen go. I want this dude on the other side of me. Instead of letting him walk, bro. Like, these are problems that we have in this organization that I do not feel comfortable with Pete Carroll selecting our quarterback and then walking away in 2 or 3 years. I do not feel comfortable with Greg Olson. God, I thought he was going to have this quarterback room better, man. I'd rather have him calling plays right now. But I do not want him selecting our franchise quarterback, right? I don't want Chip Kelly ruining another quarterback or another player. Because let's be honest, Chip Kelly completely ruined players in Philadelphia. Michael Vick. The hell, I just had everybody's name in my head and they just all went blank. LaShawn McCoy. Jesus Christ, man. But y'all know, okay, y'all don't know because y'all don't watch football, but Chip Kelly ruined that team, bro. He ruined those players. He's doing the same here. He's going to do the same with Ashton Denty. He might make Brock look good because Brock's going to make himself look good, right? Like I said, the Raiders had 200 yards, 200 yak yards, 200 yards after they caught the ball and ran. 200 out of 284 passing yards were after the catch. And we're facing the Denver Broncos, one of the nastiest defenses in all of the NFL. Yes, they don't have Patrick Surtain. But does it really matter? Come on. That shit is stacked, bro. Stacked. I think just as bad as Gino. I don't know about Russell. Yes, AFC is the quarterback for me. What if Russell Wilson moved from the Giants to the Raiders? I mean, we're taking trash and replacing it with trash. you're just recycling garbage. Raiders need to focus on the trenches and free agency.
Um, I'd be surprised if Jerry's not kicking players. Trixie Blue, right? It was a 2004. Was the closest we had. What? I was in Aurora in 2014. That was the closest that we would have crossed paths. Y'all probably did cross paths somewhere, but I mean, you know what she looks like, right? So you would know if you seen her or not, right? Trying to catch up on all these back ones. We need to focus on the trenches. I got that. Draft a quarterback. GMX says. Pick a new coach. Yeah, that's not even. Oh, I thought he was good. That proves how much I know. I mean, he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad in Denver. He's been to two Super Bowls. Um, I think Russell Wilson gets the shit into the stick. But then you watch him play with the Giants, and was it their offense? Was it he didn't have nobody to throw to? I don't know. But to be honest, I would take Russell Wilson over Geno Smith any day of the week. I would pay them. I would give them a third. I'd give them a third in Geno Smith for Russell Wilson at this point. Like, uh, Geno's just not it, bro. Geno's not it. So no, Russell Wilson was good, and probably still could be good on the right team. I just don't know if he has the motivation to play football anymore. Geno sucks. I don't know about Russell Wilson. I know a few times he didn't look great. I just searched best NFL players. What about Patrick Mahomes? If we could get Patrick Mahomes, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. But the problem with that is when you have the best quarterback in the NFL, like you searched in Patrick Mahomes, nobody's giving him up. Nobody's giving it. You couldn't. There's not enough draft picks or players on the planet. Okay, if you were the Raiders and you had Patrick Mahomes, I could see him being traded. But other than that, I don't see any other team giving him back. Um, I would trade Pickett, AOC number 2, call up Cam Miller and get his pussy wet or his feet. Both. Probably need to get both wet. I mean, um, I'm surprised nobody's called for Kenny Pickett yet. I'm really, really, really surprised. Just trade D line Quentin Williams to the Cowboys for man, that's crazy. So the Jets are stacked, bro. The Jets are gonna have some picks this year. It's a shame that they can't figure out Justin Fields, one of the most athletic and mobile freaks of nature in all of NFL, and at the quarterback position. His athleticism is off the charts, bro. He's 25 years old. I'm sorry, but if I'm the Raiders, I'm still taking a chance on Justin Fields. You just need the right quarterback coach, the right system. Let the man work, bro. Like, let the man work. But the Jets are the Jets, and they're probably going to draft a quarterback, and Justin Fields will probably be his backup, probably beat him out in camp, and still um, can't make this shit up. The Jets are pretty much the Raiders. It's the same thing. But I've said for the last 3 years, bro, I would have took Russell Wilson any day. 3 years, 2 years ago, I would have took Russell Wilson. I would have took um, Justin Fields 2 years ago for a sixth round pick, bro. A sixth round pick, we could have had Justin Fields. We would have never been talking about this. I think he would be just lights out in the silver and black. I think he could be one of those dudes that's revamped. Probably not in the Chip Kelly system, but maybe in a Chip Kelly system. Chip Kelly might be able to kill it with the Justin Fields. Tom Brady working him out, working on his accuracy like he helped Shador with his. I think you could have something there. You could have something there. You could have something there with Richard, with Anthony Richardson also. But it's a project, The good thing is he's 23 years old. You have, 2-3 years before he's the age of these quarterbacks that are balling right now, right? So you have time with the Anthony Richardson. I wouldn't be opposed to try to bring him in the building and just let him compete. Tyreek Hill is one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, but he snapped his leg in half, and he will not be playing the rest of this year. Speedy recovery to Tyreek. DMG, I lived in Westminster there. Yeah, but I had black. Oh, you did have black hair then too. Well, next time you're live, just show a picture of black hair. Patrick Mahomes in the building. How do you feel about the Indiana quarterback? Mendoza? Fernando? I know y'all gonna hate me on this, but I think it's too early. I just think it's too early. He hasn't even had 30 starts in college football. That's a recipe for disaster. If you look at guys that were drafted in the first round, and I don't have them off the top of my head, but let me see if Siri can answer this right. Let me see. Quarterbacks drafted in the first round with less than 30 starts in college. Probably didn't ask that right, but let's see. Oh, yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Mitchell Trubisky, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, Josh Allen started 29 games for Miami. Baker Mayfield started 29 games for Oklahoma. Let me get a deeper dive because I know there's more quarterbacks. Oh, yeah. So here we go. Mitch Trubisky, number 2 pick, 2017. Remember when they thought Mitchell Trubisky was a good quarterback? I'll take Aiden O'Connell any day of the week. Any day of the week. He had 13 college starts. 13 college starts. Sounds like a Ty Simpson to me. 13 college starts. Anthony Richardson, taken 4th overall in the NFL draft in 2023. He had 13 college starts. How's his NFL career going? On a Colts team, on an Indianapolis Colts team that couldn't make the playoffs, that had one of the best offensive lines, had Jonathan Taylor, Anthony Richardson, a mobile quarterback that could throw the ball 80 yards down the field on his knees, couldn't get it done with the Colts. He had 13 starts in college football. He's got a long way to go, in my opinion. Another 2 years in the NFL. Anthony Richardson, remember that name if he stays healthy. 13 starts. He is now the 3rd string quarterback in Indianapolis behind Daniel Jones, who everybody said was a bust, who was drafted to the New York Giants. Didn't do very well there. But he goes to the Colts because he's had experience. He knows how to read NFL defenses. He knows how to read disguise defenses. Daniel Jones takes the same Colts team that Anthony Richardson failed with to the playoffs this year. I mean, if they don't make the playoffs, it's crazy. So, Cam Newton, Number 1 pick overall. 14 college starts. If I was a betting man, I would say Cam Newton could come in right now, if he's been, staying in shape, and probably be one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL if he was still playing in the NFL, or if he was on the bench with the Patriots, if he sat behind a quarterback that could help him read defenses. One of the most talented quarterbacks ever, Cam Newton, only had 14 starts. Dwayne Haskins Jr., some of y'all might not know that name, 2019, had 14 college starts. He was a 5th overall pick, or 15th overall pick, first round. Where is he now? That was 2019. He should still be playing. Not. Cam Newton should still be playing. Not. Mitchell Trubisky. I think he's a backup somewhere. Anthony Richardson, 3rd string, behind Riley Leonard, who I said was probably the 2nd or 3rd best quarterback coming out of the draft last year. Is second string behind Anthony Richardson. Why? Because he has way more starts in college. He has more experience. So, Mark Sanchez, right? Mark Sanchez. Everybody knows Mark Sanchez, or most people do. If not, he was stabbed recently for trying to steal somebody's truck. I don't know. He's a commentator for Fox Sports. He played football for the Dallas Cowboys. But yeah, Mark Sanchez, 5th overall pick in 2009, was killing it at USC, right? 16 college starts. How many years did he play in the NFL? Trey Lance, number 3 pick, 2021, 17 college football starts. What's Trey Lance doing? 4 years in the NFL. He's been on 3 different teams. He's still a backup. One of the most athletic dudes I ever seen. A great arm. Could throw the ball 90 yards down the field. Built like a brick shithouse. Not enough experience. Ryan Tannehill, 8th pick overall, 19 college starts. Also played a little, Ryan Tannehill had a pretty good career. Josh Allen, 26 college starts, a little bit, a lot more than 15 or 14 or 17. Josh Allen was the MVP last year. So, Joe Burrow, 28 college starts. Went to a Super Bowl his 2nd year. Hasn't made the playoffs since. Patrick Mahomes, 29 college starts, which is right at, where I said you got to be somewhere around 30 starts, at least close to there in college football. Jordan Love had 29. He also sat for a whole entire 3 years. Patrick Mahomes sat for a year. Joe Burrow was thrown into the fire. Josh Allen thrown into the fire. So, to answer your question, 3 hours later, if you're even still here, not enough experience, man. Not enough experience. I really like Ty Simpson from Alabama. I really like, even the kid, what's his name from at UC, at USC that played for Tennessee last year. I like a lot of these quarterbacks. I just don't like their percentage to succeed in the NFL with the limited amount of snaps they have. So, a lot of these guys are like, oh, we need to draft this guy. There's not too many quarterbacks going to be drafted in the 1st round that have 27, 28, 29, 30 starts, right? Look at what Bo Nix is doing right now. Nobody wanted Bo Nix. Nobody. I said I'll take Bo Nix in a minute, right? When I took him at 6, I mean, no. But we should have. I didn't think he was going to be this good, but I knew he was going to be damn good in the NFL. Um, Aiden O'Connell, look at his starts. Look at how he did his rookie year, holding a clipboard because he knows football. He's had a lot of snaps. He's seen a lot of defenses. So with all these guys coming out, there's not too many. Drew Aller, however you say his name, Drew Aller, who got hurt. 6'5", prototypical quarterbacks, got a hell of an arm. But he got hurt this year. His snaps are going to go way down. So there's not too many guys that have the experience that I'd be willing to take in the first round. And if anybody takes these guys, number 1, number 2, or number 3, and they don't let them sit for a year or two, they're not giving them the best chance to succeed, bro. But to answer your question again, I like all these guys. There is a lot of talent. There is a lot of talent. Taylon Green doesn't make the best decisions, doesn't make the best choices. But what Taylon Green has done is been a starter in college football for the last 3 years. Now, you would think you'd have better decision making. Shout out for the $2 Smackaroozy. I appreciate you. Anybody else want to super chat? Feel free to say it. Anybody else want to become a member of the Raider Militia? It's in the bio. 3 different tiers. Who would be your pick for the next draft? I'm not that far yet. Minnesota can use Kenny Pickett. A lot of teams could use Kenny Pickett right now. There's a quarterback we're taking in the first round. I mean, if you got a quarterback in front of him that, if you're Cleveland, if you're Cincinnati, okay, I guess Cincinnati doesn't really count because you got Joe Burrow. But as an example, right? If you're the Pittsburgh Steelers and you have the GOAT, Aaron Rodgers in the building, then yeah, you take a chance on one of these quarterbacks in the first round. Like Mendoza, Ty Simpson. Where's my quarterback list? I don't even know all these guys off the top of my head, but I got you. Hold on. So yeah, let's just talk about quarterbacks. Who I'd take, who I wouldn't take. Oh shit, got it right here. So, you got Ty Simpson at Alabama. You got Fernando Mendoza at Indiana. You got Dante Moore, which is Oregon, I do believe, right? Like I don't have the colleges they're at, just the names. And shout out to NFL Draft Files on X. If you don't follow them, go check them out. Cole Payton. Man, I kind of like that kid Cole Payton. But I don't know, another thing is acceptance in the Raider Nation, right? This is a hard fan base to be accepted in. If you're not hip, shows with Aiden O'Connell, right? Because he should have been playing all this time better than a lot of these quarterbacks on here. But you got to have swagger. So a guy like Jackson Dart, I thought was perfect for the Las Vegas Raiders. They brought him in the building for a 30-man visit. They took the man to Top Golf. His swagger, they passed on. This is why I don't want this organization drafting my quarterback, bro. But Dante Moore, another guy, he's played. Did he sit behind? Did he sit last year? I don't know. I don't know what Dante Moore's snaps are. But Cole Payton, another good quarterback. Garrett Nussmeier from LSU. They fired their head coach. I don't think their head coach and the play calling is the problem, but the offensive line wasn't great, right? I don't think their running game has been off and on for LSU. I like Garrett Nussmeier last year. Again, that prototypical guy. He can make plays with his legs. He can throw the ball deep. He's pretty accurate. Cade Klubnik, I liked last year. I had, in my top 10, 15 quarterbacks, but this year he just fell off, bro. Like, I don't know if teams figured him out, if he's just not in the playbook, if he's just not interested in football anymore, because the drop off like he dropped off is pretty sad. Aguilar, another damn good quarterback, but more than likely, I mean not more than likely, second round. Taylon Green, damn, they got Taylon Green as the eighth quarterback on here. I like that, above Carson Beck and Miller Moss. So Taylon Green, my Arkansas boy, like I said, 6'6", 230 pounds. He's gonna make plays with his legs, like Patrick Mahomes, like some of these great mobile quarterbacks. I don't want to say the other one because people are gonna be like, "Oh, you cannot compare him to him," but yes, you can. Yes, you can. They were even coached by the same dude in college, so he's mobile as hell. He's gonna be an athletic freak in the NFL, making plays with his legs. But Taylon Green needs to work on his accuracy, his decision making, and they're working on that. He's got a whole offseason, but that's another dude that I would take a chance on. Carson Beck, man, Carson Beck. Some people think he's NFL ready now, the most NFL ready quarterback. He does have the most starts out of all these quarterbacks that I'm talking about right now. But when it comes playoff time, when it comes, against good teams, Carson Beck folded like a damn lawn chair once again. He did it last year in Texas. He's done it in Miami this year. I'm not taking a chance on a Carson Beck. Miller Moss, upside. Guys that'll probably go back to school will be Sorsby, which this is why I would say next year. If you're taking a quarterback, you got to have the rest of the team prepared to be willing, if that quarterback has to play, to be ready for him to play. The Raiders aren't ready for a rookie to play. Hell, they're not even ready to play Aiden O'Connell because they're that damn stupid. But back to school, Lenore Sellers, which, is a guy that's tops on my list. If you look at what he's done with what, Georgia, fuck's he played? Georgia Tech? I don't know. I can't think right now. No, South Carolina, I do believe. But if you look at Lenore Sellers and what he's done, the teams that they've had to play in college football, they've played a lot of top 25 teams. I don't know how many snaps he has, but hopefully he comes back to school because, man, one more year for that dude would be lights out. I think Sorsby, Hoover, Minshaw, Maivia, Levette, Meter, Manning, Chillis, Reed, all those dudes should stay in school. Now, if they have somebody that's in their ear that's, the wrong person that they shouldn't be listening to, then a lot of these guys will probably come out this year in the draft. But we'll talk about it more. We'll get into it a little bit more. No guarantees because, I'm a rebel, bro. I can't guarantee shit. But more than likely, I'll be on here in a little bit after the trade deadline to go over all the trades, what teams came up, what teams, stayed at the bottom, and all that. Who would I draft next year? OMG for Tyreek. Yeah, that was nasty injury. Yeah, his foot was doing this. Fucking shit. I'm not laughing. That is funny, but I'm kind of laughing. I don't know. Andrew, what it do? Go Raiders. Appreciate you, my guy. I wanted Fields also 2 years ago, but they wanted a fourth round. The Raiders rejected. Had we required Fields. They wanted a fourth round, but the Steelers only gave up a sixth round pick. They gave up a sixth round this year. They didn't even give it up for last year. They gave up a sixth round this year that the Steelers will get to use for Justin Fields, but they wanted a fourth. But the Steelers were like, nah, bro, we'll give you a sixth. And they took it. They took a sixth the following year. That's why this Raiders organization is such a failure, bro. Such a failure. Tom Telesco is an absolute idiot. Mark Davis should have been, if he knew anything about football, he would have been on the damn phone saying, bro, you got to go get me Justin Fields, right? It'll put asses in the seats. It'll sell jerseys, whether they liked him or not, right? Raider Nation would have got their mobile quarterback, and everybody would have been happy until, he threw an interception and he was trash. But they would have been happy for a little bit. And Fields, acquiring Fields would have been great. With Kingsbury would have been even better. The problem was this organization was not intent on keeping Antonio Pierce, and they signed him to a 2-year contract, and Cliff Kingsbury wanted 3 years. And he wanted a better quarterback. I mean, they weren't willing to go get a quarterback or let him draft a quarterback, which they should have done. But, pride in the building is why the Raiders are where we are now. How do you feel about DeBane from Miami? I've seen some solid-ass games. I've seen him be a problem like Max Crosby, but that's the same. I've seen, it's not consistent. Some of these games, he's just eating. And then some of the games, he's not doing shit. And it's not because he's getting double teamed. It's just because the guy in front of him is stronger and probably a little bit more experienced. But, I mean, if you're trading Max Crosby, I'd take him in the first round. Definitely. But, I mean, I got to watch more film on him. But the 3 games that I watched, complete games that I watched, he's a freak, man. He's a freak. But consistency, if you're going to be a top pick, man, if you're going to waste a top 5 or a top 10 pick on a guy, he has to be a guy that's shown that he's that dude, not just for a half a year, not just for 1 year, 1 season, right? College football, bro, I want to see it. If you're bouncing around from team to team to team, you should be bouncing around from team to team to team because you're better or, you're better than what they're seeing you as, and you should be on the field and they're holding you back. If every time you get on the field, you're causing havoc or disrupting a play or making a play, and they're still continue to not play you like the Raiders do, then yeah, that's, you got to bounce around. But it's hard to get a feel for any of these guys when the transfer portal just allows you to go from one guy to the next. Then again, we wanted to promote Champ Kelly, Josh Jacobs. Man, still be Raiders. AP would still be our coach. I mean, it all makes sense, right? It all makes sense. Champ Kelly would have brought in Fields, not Garner. We'd be a playoff contender right now. I mean, if you look at Justin Fields, right? Is he still the only quarterback in the NFL without an interception right now? I do believe. I do believe. I'm gonna go out here in these glasses, and I'm probably gonna get blinded to death. Oh, get her! Hey, get her! Ah. But yeah, man, that makes all the sense in the world to me, bro. If you went and got Justin Fields with a good offensive coordinator, not Luke Getsy, but And I want to say one more thing, bro. One more thing. Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak, bro. I think the Raiders need to be looking in that direction. Like, this man is over here killing it as offensive coordinator. What is wrong with this organization, bro? We go with Chip Kelly. Clint should have been the guy. And again, I think Chip Kelly's doing, a pretty good job, bro, but it's just not good enough. Show the channel love, you guys. Make sure to hit the like button. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here, Rebel. Appreciate you. $2. Holla. Screw everyone. AOC is the dude. Dude is funny looking. Raider Knight, 4th and a 6th. Good value for Jacoby Myers. I mean, dude, that's killer. That's killer value for Jacoby Myers. I knew we weren't getting a second. I knew we weren't getting a third. There was no way. No way at all. I just wish one of these teams would have been more desperate earlier, to get it done earlier in the season, because then we could have, formed our identity, I think, a little bit better on offense. I think it would have helped. Who do you want to be the quarterback? Trevor Lawrence? What? No. No. I should get into the NFL? You should. Definitely should. Minnesota could use a lot. Raiders. I'm still scouting right now. None of these quarterbacks in college have impressed me this year. 100% right there. My man said it all. Lawrence in the building. If Lawrence says there ain't a quarterback in the building, there ain't a quarterback in the building. I'm fucking with you, dude. I love you, my guy. I just wish you would do more film on Aiden O'Connell, bro. Aiden O'Connell, I'm telling you. The NFL is intense as rugby, I don't think. Oh, no. Rugby's crazy, bro. Rugby's crazy. Crazy trade deadline? I know, ain't nothing going on, really. The Jets are getting a whole bunch of draft picks for their new coach. Rugby's fun as hell to watch. I haven't watched it in a while. Hey, I'm to the bottom. Swipe. Did Mark Davis phone call Jacoby Myers on the field and say, go pack your shit and go leave with another team? Pretty much. I think everybody knew that Jacoby Myers was gone before the game started. Jacoby Myers talked to the general manager of the Jacksonville Jaguars before the game, and talked to the head coach before and after the game. So the writing was on the wall. They had Jacoby Myers wide open. All Geno had to do was a little flick of the wrist. It's a touchdown. But they didn't want Jacoby to go out winning the game. And I think they failed. I think they failed Jacoby Myers. No, I don't think. I know they failed Jacoby Myers, like we failed a lot of players that are doing well right now. Kayvon Chasen, Robert Spillane. Golly, Trayvon Moreg. It's what we do, man. It's what we do here. So it would have been nice. It would have been nice to win the game. Jacoby Myers go out with a touchdown. That would have been a great story. I would have had something to talk about for the next couple days. But we're the Raiders, and the Raiders Raider, and that's what we do. That's what we do. Geno was just sending it to Tyler Lockett. Brock did well though. Brock is a beast, bro. Three touchdowns, 127 yards. Shout out to Brock Bowers. And I want to touch on this, and I was going to wait, so I got something to talk about later. But I'll leave you with this, man. If the Raiders organization, if you're not a Raider fan, just a fan of football, if your head coach and your general manager and your offensive coordinator cannot make your quarterback look good because they don't have one player, when you have 8 other guys on the, that can catch the ball, when you have a receiver that can catch out of the backfield that you refuse to use, how do you expect to win ball games? How do you expect to win ball games? So, I'll be on later. We'll talk about it more. But, man, if you don't have an offensive coordinator, if you don't have a head coach that's willing to accept the fact that they were wrong, if they don't have a game plan because you lose one player and your whole offense falls apart, that's bad coaching, man. That's bad coaching. I love y'all. I've been on 3 hours. I appreciate y'all. We'll talk about more. Jacoby Myers is gone. Quentin Williams, and a couple more trades, but we'll talk about that later. I appreciate y'all. I will see y'all later tonight for sure. We will break down some film. If it don't get cut off, we'll try. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Raiders. Peace. Much love. Like, subscribe, follow.